You've probably heard people like Tim Ferriss talk about getting your 1,000 true fans. But how does this apply to musicians? Can you really make a living off of just 1,000 true fans? This is what we're going to talk about today. Hey, yo, stick and stay. We Dream Loud begins now.
Okay, I'm reloaded.
If you could create a super fan, right? 1,000 of them to spend 100 US a year, right? That's less than $10 US a month. And out of the million people following you on Instagram, 1,000 people, right? To spend $1,000 Jamaican a month on you. Think about this, right? You're making now close to 100,000 US dollars for the year.
That was just Jeremy Harding. He was on an interview on Nightly Fix recently talking about the state of dancehall and if it can survive the streaming era. Now, very good interview, very informative, one of the best I've seen on Nightly Fix actually, because this is the kind of stuff that I love, especially for new artists so that they can learn about things like this. There was one particular thing, however, that I really liked, and that was when Jeremy touched on the 1,000 true fans. This concept of 1,000 true fans was brought about by a man named Kevin Kelly, who is the founding editor of Wired magazine. Kelly is an incredible technology futurist whose predictions, I have to say, are amazingly always accurate. Now, this came about while Kelly was doing an exploration of math. After much research, however, he found that many people are succeeding from this very same concept, which is intended pretty much for anyone who is a creator. So if you're a musician, a blogger, a YouTuber, an actor, whoever you are as a creator, you fall under this umbrella. This concept has been proven to work for you. Now, today I'm going to just focus on why it's important for musicians and talk about a few ways a new artist can harness the power of 1,000 true fans and totally make a living with their God-given talent. This concept is only brought to life due to today's technology and advancements. It wouldn't exist any other way. Online apps such as Shopify, automated emailing systems, subscription membership websites, and advanced marketing tools that are in Facebook and Google Analytics are what make this happen, right? Even streaming services like Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, making distribution way much easier for a new artist. Without this technology, it couldn't happen. And this technology allows for us to interact with fans directly, which is a total game changer if you really think about it. Because in the past, in the music industry, you needed a record label to sign you for you to get music distributed, get music made even. Simply because the cost of studio recording, manufacturing, even marketing was just way out of anybody's budget. It was just ridiculously high. In return for all this, major labels would usually own your copyrights, masters, in some cases even your own publishing. What's even worse is that you as an artist, you never got a chance to really communicate with your fans and build a relationship and keep in touch with them. And that's what the new music industry provides. This exploration of this 1,000 true fans is what really harnesses that power. Essentially, what Kevin Kelly is saying is that because of this technology, you don't have to be famous to make a living as a creator, as a musician, in this case. Now, the idea is that since you no longer need that middleman to reach your fans, why not just try to find out who these super fans or these true fans are and sell to them directly? This means you have to have a relationship with them. If you're able to do this, you'll find that you don't need to be super famous to make a living. In other words, you don't need 1 million followers on Instagram or YouTube. You wouldn't even need 100,000. What you need is about 1,000 true fans.
Everybody, if you're actually creating and dealing directly with them, that the numbers that you need to actually get a living are very small. And I call those people that are going to be most valuable to you true fans. On my calculation, for a single creator, you need about 1,000.
Now, since people are much more accepting to the digital revolution, this all makes sense, right? What does that mean? It means that people are more comfortable spending online. Let me say that again. People today are more comfortable spending online. So people want to spend, people want to buy from you. If they like you, they're going to buy from you. Give them a way for them to buy from you. So what is a true fan then? You know, if I just need 1,000 of them, what is a true fan?
True fans are fans that will purchase anything that you produce in all the varieties, all the different editions, all the different venues, whatever it is, anything you do, they're going to support you in it.
With Beyonce, for example, it's the elite of her beehive. With Rihanna, it's the elite of her navy, Rihanna's navy. With Justin Bieber, it's the elite of his believers. These are his super fans, his true fans. And Kelly explains a true fan is a fan that is willing to pay for anything you have to offer, right? Now think about this. When I say anything, I mean it could be your music, it could be a shirt, it could be a hat, it could be a digital product, it could be anything. These fans will not only like every single picture and comment on every single post, but they will also battle anyone in cyberspace that even thinks about challenging you. They will also start their own fan pages, possibly, all about you. They will go to sleep listening to your songs, learn all the words, and make sure that anyone that even comes close to them anywhere, they will also learn the song as well. They're constantly sharing your content, and they will drive for even hours, maybe days, just to see you perform in a faraway city. God forbid you give them an autograph. Hey, they're your fan for life.
Like, yo, every picture gotta get taken. That's an album sale. That's how I look at it. Because at the end of the day, that person will always remember that.
But how do you keep in touch with them? How do you keep in contact with them? And this is where the 1,000 True Fans really kicks in and really get to harness that power. The one thing a true fan really wants, let's think about this, is acknowledgement and more music. But for some reason, especially with Jamaican artists, I find
the fan engagement is one thing, because I think we have a lot, like artists, like I feel sometimes these artists make themselves so inaccessible,
Right.
you know, so it's just like, why, like you love them, but it's like you love them from afar, so you don't feel anything to want to buy their albums, you know, and buy the merch. Really, you just think that everybody thinks that their support is by following them.
now with Jamaicans, I couldn't agree with her more. These two things, acknowledgement and more music, these two things sound simple, but this is where the work comes in. And there's a lot of work with dealing with fans. And not every musician wants that. They don't want to be a social media marketer. They don't want to be an online salesperson. They want to just go in the studio, make music. And that's all good. And that's fine. And that I totally understand that. But if you want to jump ahead, at the very least, you need to understand how this works in your benefit. That way you can hire the right person to come on board and do the work for you and bring in that extra cash that you're going to need in this day and age.
Look for methods
It's changing.
now to
It's
see
changing with
income.
it. Yes.
Because first of all, one, you ain't getting no fat record deal from no big major label. Them days are over. And if you get signed, you're getting a paltry sum of like a $20,000 and they're gonna say we'll commit to one music video and we're gonna put out your
360
stuff.
deal and you get raped.
There you go, 360 deal and let's see what happens. You got people sitting on major labels right now in reggae that can't move the same 1,000, 2,000 units. So that day is done. Nobody's doing that. So forget that. Okay? So you gotta figure out a new system of how to make money from music. Now you're also waiting, as Nigel says, on the visas to fly out on the big shows.
Yeah.
And guess what? More than half of you cramped and can't go nowhere and can't go to big markets.
Can't promote the
So you're
record,
just going to go to Africa
For
twice a
whatever
year.
reason.
You understand
Best
me?
of the best.
And do the one little two little Caribbean shows and stuff. So your thing is stunted.
Right.
So how are we going to make money from this?
Now, I also wanted to talk about a couple of things that you can do as an artist. Once you have established your 1,000 true fans and you've found these fans, you've taken the time out to nurture these people online. You've communicated with them. You've engaged with them. You've sent them emails. You're corresponding. They feel like they're a part of your tribe.
If you can produce $100 worth of goods a year, then 100 times 1,000 is $100,000. That's a living.
Out of the 7 billion people in the world, You've filtered down and you've found your 1,000 true fans. That's it. Now, for some people, you can have 2,000 true fans. You can have 3,000 true fans. You can have 4,000, 5. There's no number. There's no limit. You don't have to be just capped at 1,000. But let's just say you have your 1,000, right? And you get them to spend just $10 US, not Jamaican, US, every single month, right? So that's 1,000 people spending $10 every single month for 12 months. That's $120 that they're spending for the entire year, which works out to $120,000, right, for the entire year of earning. There's not a lot of jobs that pays you $120,000 a year, okay? Now, grant you, there's things that you're gonna have to take out of expenses if you have, you know, a band or whatever, you know, expenses you may have a social media person and all that stuff, but making that kind of income, you can very well make a living off of this. And this is off of just the 1,000 true fans. You're probably thinking now, what are some of the things you could sell, you know, for them to just spend $10 a month? Let's say you were to do a merchant store and you were to hook up with Shopify and connect it with like a Printful. Now you're not even worrying about distribution. You're not even worrying about manufacturing. All you're worrying about is sending them the print to put on the shirt, and it's being sent to your customers, your fans all around the world. That's the easiest thing to set up right now. It's like a t-shirt you could sell for $20. You could have, you know, a t-shirt uploaded to your site every single month with the title of your new song, right? A true fan will buy that, yeah? And that shirt is probably $20. So already you're $10 above what your goal is for the month. Let's say you have a CD, an EP, an album. They'll buy the physical copy. They're not just streaming, they're super fans. They'll buy the album. And the album you could sell for whatever you want. You know, you could sell for $14.99, right? Let's say you want to sell them a DVD with all the behind the scenes of your music videos, or a DVD with you rehearsing with your band. You know, that's content that they'll probably buy. A digital ebook, a book. You know, there's so many things. I could go on for days and talk about what you could be selling and setting up online for these super fans to be purchasing every month. So reaching that $10 a month would be a piece of cake. But what my goal here is just to get you guys to think about it. Get you guys to think along that line, because I know there's a transition going on and a lot of people haven't wrapped their head around what's really happening and all the technology that is available to them. It's remarkable. All right. So that's all for me today. I just wanted to touch on that just a little bit. If you found anything useful in this episode today, let me know in the comment section below. I'll be happy to follow up or even give more ideas. Another video, a follow-up video with even more and more detailed ways to go about doing stuff like this. If you want to hear stuff like that, let me know and I'll get back at you. Peace and love. We dream loud, baby.